tuned in to be able to listen to you, to be able to listen to your experience. A very, very warm welcome. And Rafiq, I can tell you something right off the bat that the entire team at Genesis, was so excited to have you. So thanks once again for taking the time out.
Thank you very much for inviting me for this kind of thing.
Absolutely, Rafiq. Absolutely. Thank you. So, I'd just like to start off by a quick introduction. I'd like to introduce you to everyone, of course, then, the ball's going to be in your court. Then you can, of course, talk. But very quickly, ladies and gentlemen, Rafiq Syed is a very celebrated photographer. He's got more than 20 years of experience. He's done various sorts of photography, and that is something that we will, of course, cover as we go into the discussion more. And one interesting thing about Rafiq is that he claims that photography did not happen to him, as a step-by-step decision. It was something that was not entirely planned, and in a very mystical sense, he was pulled into it. So that is something that's very to explore that as we move further. But Rafiq, once again, thanks for joining in, and I think let's begin with the discussion.
You would like to ask me about what? How I become a photographer?
So we have actually a full list of questions, but maybe what we can do is,
Okay, go
for the
ahead.
sake of the entire audience, for the sake of the audience, maybe we can start off, by you explaining to us, a little bit about your upbringing and what essentially nudged you into this creative field or photography.
I had a childhood like any other child, at a middle class family and everything. My fathers or forefathers have been bureaucrats, and my only my one uncle was a cinematographer. He was quite a famous cinematographer, and he pushed me into cinematography. I learned some of the cinematography from him, uh, and I joined him. I enjoyed it, but again, I realized that cinematography is not my kind of photography, or my kind of work. You have to do it for 24 hours almost. To leave in the morning at 3:30, come back at 12 o'clock again. It's almost for a month you just go on shooting. And I was born very romantic in a sense that I like to read books, poetry, everything about life, because I always believe that life is much larger than the viewfinder of the camera. So I decided to be a photographer. I learned photography for 6 months. I learned basic from not more than 3 months. But cinematography was enlightened me to learn much more about lighting. I think basically I have more than 20 lights, but I use only one light because I learned how to use light through cinematography.
Hmm.
I didn't have a difficult time to become a successful photographer because I think I was lucky enough not to struggle too much in life. Anything else you would like to know? Because I have talked so much about my life for last 15 years at least
Yeah,
that everybody knows what I have come from. But
yeah. No, no, absolutely. Absolutely, I agree, Rafiq. So thanks for sharing that, brief introduction. I think what we would now do is probably dwell a little bit deeper into this creative field and photography.
hmm,
So from a very, very layman standpoint, how would you define photography? And for somebody who has absolutely no, sort of knowledge about photography, what would be your starting thoughts and pointers on that?
it's very simple to me. I think that whatever you're doing, whether doing photography or doing any art, you have to be crazy about it. You have to be passionate about it. You struggle initially, but again you should not be nervous about it. You should not be uh, you think that the end of the career or anything. You always have to struggle. Everything has to be uh, you have to work hard for it, and the success does not teach you as much as the failures do it. Failures always teach you much more than the success. So you learn through your like a lesson, and I learned it through my failures and much more than success. And
Okay.
when you are as a photographer, when you're starting the photography, learn one basic thing that you have to be passionate about. You have to be crazy about it. Everything is not simple. You work hard for it, you get it. Look at the photographers who struggle throughout their life. Look at the painters, Van Gogh and all. They had never been successful in the life they were living. When they were alive, they were not successful. But they learned a lot. We learned through that failures much more than anybody else has. So never, never think about it that life is going to be always successful. Happiness and sorrow always move together. It's not very easy to now you look at the pandemic time also, everybody must be very nervous what is going to do about it. But there is a bright uh, area of looking at the things. You have a lot of time to think, contemplate about your career, your life. Because if you are alive, you have a lot of things to do. Think about it. And you can make a practice that you should be doing personal work much more than the commercial work you're doing.
To use extensively to be able to express yourself. So would you mind shedding some light on that?
Recently, I was reading the interview of Tom Alter, a very famous actor. He was Englishman, but he settled in India. And I was surprised to know that he was interested in language, especially Urdu. And
Yeah.
he met Dilip Kumar after years of struggle to meet him. And ultimately, when he met him, he asked him what is the most important thing which affects him as an artist and actor. And Dilip Kumar, without hesitation, he said poetry. And it has affected me so much. I think that the passion and romance and everything comes from, especially the language I love, Urdu language, is amazing. It has changed me to look at different way, very romantic way. Urdu is, it's simple way of communicating romance. एक देखूं तेरे हाथों को तो लगता है तेरे हाथ मंदिर में फकत दीप जलाने के लिए. अब शायद वो जमाना भी बदल गया है. People have changed. They listen to the poetry. Even the way Pablo Neruda has talked about, the Faiz has talked about, Neeraj has talked about. They have tried to see the world differently than what you have been looking at it. We are too much into socio-economic, political things, but they have tried to see things which is romantic. And if you are doing photography is a very romantic passion. You can't, if you think about it, that you want to be a poet and to be a photographer, they can go together. It's there. It will lead you to be taking a pictures like somebody. I always say that don't see an image, feel it. Unless the poet is there in your heart, you will never able to see the picture or feel the picture. You always have to feel the picture, not see the picture.
That's very interesting, and it's very profound as well. So thank you again, for sharing that. In the flow of the moment, would you also want to share some recent poetry of yours with us?
I don't write poetry. I just read poetry about it. I think there are poets, amazing poets in this world, like जानिसार अख्तर. देखूं तेरे हाथों को तो लगता है तेरे हाथ मंदिर में फकत दीप जलाने के लिए हैं. सोचो तो बड़ी चीज है तहजीब बदन की, वरना तो बदन आग बुझाने के लिए है. ये इल्म का सौदा, ये किताबें, ये रिसाले एक शख्स की यादों को बुलाने के लिए है. So the kind, this poetry is amazing. The उजाले अपनी यादों के हमारे साथ रहने दो, न जाने किस गली में जिंदगी की शाम हो जाए. आप जिंदगी को ऐसे नहीं गुजारते हैं कि जैसे आपने जिंदगी गुजारी. आप जब आपकी जिंदगी में पोएट्री उतरती है तो आपके साथ उसके साथ रोमांस उतरता है. वो रोमांस वो नहीं है कि एक ह्यूमन बीइंग के साथ है. आप कहीं नदी के किनारे जा रहे हैं. You look at the nature, the trees, the beach. You started looking in a different way. Yeah, the poetry is, you look at the poetry all over the world. Keats, John Keats and everything, Shelley. They are telling you the story of the love. And I think, to me, like Rumi had said, love is everything, love is God. And Jesus said the same thing. I think every religion has talked about love. If you talk
Hmm.
about everybody, it's a different world to altogether.
Yeah.
That Ramana Maharishi had said, there is no other. That everybody is you. You is not different from you. It is romance and love and everything has a spiritual power. It will change you. We'll not talk about hatred because the venom of hatred, it leads you nowhere. It is the only love can guide you to a good human being. To me, I would like to tell you something. If you are not a good human being, you can't be an artist. Absolutely, I'm very sure about it. You have to be a good human being to be a good artist.
Mhm. Okay. Wow. Thank you for that. Uh, just a quick, clarification on this. Since we're in that kind of a zone, what, according to you, comprises a good human being? Is there a particular metric that we use, or who's a good human being?
Compassionate. Is a compassionate man.
Okay.
I basically think that if I'm walking in the street and I see a dog or a cat or